And good evening. We're coming to you from Upper St. Clair Panther Stadium this evening for a big match between Upper St. Clair Panthers and the Mount Lebanon Blue Devils. This is Dan Cuddy talking to you tonight. You have to suffer through the whole game with me. We're Sans Wally Backdine tonight. He's away back at his alma mater where he serves on the board. And so both of these teams are two of the four teams who have clinched playoff spots. So this game doesn't have a whole lot of meaning, but at least on the face of it, but it actually does because it'll have some meaning as far as seeding goes. And for the USC Panthers who have, maybe they're in a rebuilding year, seeding could mean everything to them as far as how far they advance in the playoffs. So, and it always means everything to everybody. So, and rivalries are big too. So the St. Clair Mount Lebanon rivalry is alive and well, just like every other rivalry in this section. And since 2010, USC has owned this rivalry 10-3. But in recent years, Mount Lebanon has pulled a couple games out. One on big couple nights over the last couple years here at St. Clair Stadium. So let's hope St. Clair gets one in the books tonight. They got thrashed in their last outing against Peters Township, so let's hope the testosterone is boiling tonight and they come out hard and fast. So after the opening kickoff, we knocked around in the midfield a bit. Now St. Clair's got a throw-in on the side. Cole Lang tosses it in. Fella from Mount Lebanon gets by Soham, and he collects it again over to Ryan Higgs. Tries to get it inside, but ends up touching it to himself. All the way across to Will Backdine. Tries to put it across for forward there. Couldn't get it. Soham at least contests the head ball. Didn't win it outright, but we get a turnover. Baden Friday or Ty Reamer knocks it forward. Ty Reamer, I think. St. Clair has had a heck of a time scoring this year, so let's hope the home crowd helps them out tonight. So goal kick from Mount Lebanon, and one by Will Backdine. Out again on the sideline of Will Backdine. The Panthers are in their black home uniforms, going right to left on your screen, and Will Backdine, a couple step overs. Now he gets to the corner. Was a great crosser of the bar. Let's see if he can get it across. Nope. Knocked out, and it's going to be a corner. And Will gets down on that end line. He's very good at crossing the ball, very good at getting the ball released quickly, getting it across at a good pace for his forwards to chase down. He's also a good server on corners. So got a guy on the keeper. Everyone else lines up on the 18. Soham Shankar comes through, doesn't get it. It is back to Ty Reamer. And Will sends it in hard, collected by the keeper. I'm sure he wanted that pulled back a little bit. Certainly not going to score from there, but he wanted that more on the 6-yard line, probably between the 6 and the penalty kick area. So Baden Friday now knocks it back to Dev Patel. And Dev turns around. Wheels it out to Ty Reamer. He evades a forward. Gets it up. Heavy touch there by Liam Park, but he's able to knock it back down all the way back to Dev Patel. And Will Backdine contests. A good win by Will Backdine. Collected in the midfield by Mount Lebanon. That'll be James Ivanoff. Junior midfielder. Now it's at the feet of John Hamilton from Mount Lebanon. Back to their left back. Well, we almost got a turnover there. Now back into Ivanoff. Looks like he's playing the holding midfielder position for them. And shot taken by Noah Trent. Goes wide left. He had a good alley there. And actually, our defender kind of got off balance and backed up. He was able to get a good shot off, but good alley for a shot anyways. The shot wasn't all that great. Dev Patel with a goal kick. Up to the head of Ryan Higgs. He gets pushed in the back. Ball goes out of bounds for a Mount Lebanon throw-in. We got Joe Donnelly warming up now. He didn't start this evening, but he's on the sideline going through his warm-up. Headed forward by Cole Lang. Off the head again of Soham. Out to Ryan Higgs. Just over the defender's head. Up to Mr. Berlovic. Out to Liam Park. Nice pass to the sideline. Good movement now from St. Clair. Will Backdine sees a runner on the side. Looks like Luke Royer made that overlap. Now it's up to Berlovic. Oh, Liam Park turns, gets a shot up. Ryan Higgs gets a first shot off. It's a good sequence for St. Clair. They've been having very great difficulty. If Chuck Noll were to comment on it, he would say their problems on offense have been many and they have been great. And Ryan Higgs overjudges that. Goes off his calf. Over to our assistant coach. Ryan Higgs gives chase. Now we have Soham Shankar now with the ball at his feet from Berlovic. Unfortunately, he goes out of bounds. Somehow, I think that was off of Soham's foot. The center ref corrects the sideline ref, which is actually the correct call. It'll be Mount Lebanon throw-in. And collected there by David Goldberg. And just a little too far for Cole Lang. And Liam Park is making a first big important start today. He's at the 10 position in St. Clair's 4-2-3-1 formation. That's up to Liam Berlovac. Thinks about passing it back and then does so in a risky manner over to Goldberg. He gets it to Cole Lang. Cole Lang tries to dribble through Noah Trant, and although Noah had the ball, chose to throw Cole to the ground, so we're going to have a St. Clair kick. And that was even an easy one for the Whitfield refs. All right, now down to Liam Berlovic in the corner. Shielded pretty well by the Mount Lebanon center back. I'm not even, oh, yep, did go out. I was going to say I wasn't sure that actually went out of bounds yet, but the crack referee was right on the call. Goal kick, Mount Lebanon. Headed down by Will Backdine. Soham now. Out to Luke Royer. Back to Baden Friday. Soham now. Challenged by Liam Park. And Will Backdine gets knocked down. Familiar place for him to be on the turf. He's a very physical player, but he meets with the turf quite often. And he's also a tough guy. He's been playing with a broken rib and a separated shoulder. So Baden Friday is going to get to survey the area on a free kick from just over the midline and finds the keeper. So another formation change tonight is that Ty Reamer is back at his left center back position. Soham Shankar is now playing one of the holding midfielders. Really, that's the formation that's been giving, or the lineup that's been giving St. Clair the best ability defensively. Takes advantage of both players' talents the best way. So now Ty Reamer has it at his feet, up to Ryan Higgs. Nice 20-yard pass on the ground. Oh. Back to Dev Patel. He wheels it across on the roll to Baden Friday. Baden now with it, one dribble forward, now up to Luke Royer. Back to Friday. Friday has some time. Up to Berlovic. Berla tries to get it back to Will Backdine, but Willie couldn't get there fast enough. We've commented many times on the lack of depth this year for the Panthers. They're in kind of a rebuilding mode this year, and but Luke Royer has been a nice find out at that right defender, that right defensive position, that outside position. He took over when Brady Lesak got hurt. He's been playing very, very well. Oh, Ryan Higgs gets nutmegged. Noah Trent pulls it back, finds the feet of one of our players over there. Soham now takes a push to the back. He's got it at his feet. Ooh, risky pass back to David Goldberg. Safer one back to Friday. Over to Reamer. Higgs is coming for it now. Nice pass on the ground there. Back to Soham. Mount Lebanon's not pressuring as much as I've seen Mount Lebanon pressure in the past. We've got some alleys, and maybe it's actually that we're just moving our feet a little bit more tonight. I've always thought as a soccer player, if you're out there, you should never take more than 3 steps walking, ever. If your feet are moving, you're going to be at least a step or 2 closer to the ball than the guy that's not moving and's got to go from a dead start. And Wally likes to call our offense the Soul Train offense because we kind of like to watch some guys dance around and then move when it's our turn. But if everybody's moving, soccer's a much easier game. So 10 minutes gone in the first half. With 30 minutes to go, it's 0-0. St. Clair and Mount Lebanon. Got a free kick just outside the right edge of the 18-yard box, close to the home stands. Will Backdines directing traffic. Soham pushes a Mount Lebanon defender away. Kick taken. Oh, Soham scores his first varsity goal. He needed that. He absolutely needed that. That is a great serve, great header. Soham knocked it straight down, right into the back of the net. He's going to jump right through the stadium. Believe it or not, for as many varsity minutes as Shankar has played, that was his first varsity goal, and it was a beauty. Perfectly played. So, 29 and a half left in the half. It's 1-0 St. Clair. All right, let's see what the bad guys got. Mount Lebanon is also in a very similar 4-2-3-1 formation. So the gaps on the field should be the same for both teams. And Will Backdine gets to knock it down toward Ryan Higgs, but too many Mount Lebanon players for that ball to get through. Oh, great diagonal ball by the Mount Lebanon holding midfielder. And I'm not sure if that was Baden Friday or Luke Royer planted a Mount Lebanon Blue Devil onto the track. So they're going to have a kick instead of a throw. And that ball was served over there by John Hamilton. That was a beauty of a pass. That ball is out of bounds for a Mount Lebanon corner. So Philippe Van de Pute is in for Mount Lebanon. And Mount Lebanon to serve. Oh, saved off the goal line twice. 3 times. St. Clair saved that off the goal line 3 times. Now it's outside the 18. Thank goodness. I can't really tell who that hit. I know it hit Baden Friday at least once. Cole Lang the 3rd time. I'm not sure who it hit the 2nd time. Ball bounces in the 18-yard box. Enough to give any coach heartburn. Now cleared by St. Clair. Up to Liam Berlovic. He turns around right into a defender's feet. Mount Lebanon's got it. And Cole Lang gets out there aggressively. So Noah Trent there knocked it forward for, I think it was Colin Sheeman. And Sheeman just gets bullied off the ball by Cole Lang. Kind of see a little extra energy tonight. Kind of like maybe the coach had a little talk about energy and testosterone and, who's got what. And so now Drew Pop and Joe Donnelly enter the game. And out comes freshman, Liam Berlovic and sophomore Liam Park. So Luke Royer out there knocks it forward for Joe Donnelly. Soham now. Very nice pass into Wilbeck Dine, who one times it across to Drew Pop. Let's see if Ryan Higgs can chase it down. I don't think he's going to get there. Well, that hustle play absolutely saved St. Clair there. So instead of a goal kick, they've got a throw in, which is a much tougher play out of your own end. So wheeled inside now to Noah Trent. Back into Ivanov. Soham now defends well, up to Higgs, who switched into the 9 position now that Drew Pop came into the game. David Goldberg collects smartly. Good technique there. He shielded, was able to pass up to Drew Pop, but he gets mugged by two Mount Lebanon players. Oh, I guess the referee thought that somehow, I don't know what he's supposed to do when 2 guys come up and mug him a bit, but somehow Drew might have grabbed somebody. So, touch basketball foul there. So Mount Lebanon's got a kick from just past midfield in their own defensive end. Cole Lang tries to get a foot on, but gets pushed out to the 18-yard box, now deflected off. Oh, good block. Great block there by Baden Friday. He got his feet up into the midfield where he was used to playing before this year. So little hop in the step of Baden Friday as he gets to play midfield for a second. Mount Lebanon now. One of their quickest, apparently most artful players is Alejandro Lazo Pacheco. He's number 10 and playing the 10 position in their formation, which is the center midfielder and playmaker. We are not going to say Lazo Pacheco all night. We will call him Alejandro. So collected by the Mount Lebanon keeper. Alejandro now. Over to Ivanov. Out to Hamilton. Excuse me, that was out to Lombardi. Back to Patel, up to Baden Friday. Baden dribbles a couple times with no pressure coming his way. Luke Royer. Up to Donnelly. Royer one times into back Dine. And Soham gets called for a foul. Not sure what happened there. What I do know is that the one zebra blowing the whistle quite a bit right now was one of the zebras at the Peters Township game, and nothing went right there for St. Clair. I will leave it at that. So knocked forward to the 18-yard box, headed out by Baden Friday to back Dine. Ball goes past. We're looking for an offsides call, but no matter. We've got Deb Patel gets the ball and gets rid of it quickly. Up to Donnelly. Into Higgs. Evades 2 defenders. Now back out to Donnelly. Ball was out of bounds. A couple more substitutions for Mount Lebanon. Noah Trent comes out for Mark Gardner. And Michael Ferrer goes in for, wait for it, Owen O'Brien. So tossed into Ivanov. He shields. Gets it back out to the left back. St. Clair picks it off. Good dig by Will Backdine into Goldberg. Out to Royer. Friday. It's going to go over to Reamer. Higgs finds space. Let's see if we get it to him. Goes all the way behind Higgs toward Backdine. And he's able to shield and keep it. Oh, thought that was going to be not Lebanon throwing, but St. Clair's throw. Soham now in the center of the field. Colin Sheeman is on him. Soham gets by him. Hamilton steps up. Soham passes it into the feet of the center defender. Couldn't get it to Drew Pop. Now to Gardner. Back to defender. Oh, well won there by Ty Reamer. He hit the elevator button and got that head ball. Out to Ryan Higgs. Whoop. Pop back to Higgs. Now Joe Donnelly. Oh, I thought Will Backdine wanted to take that over. Square blind pass back into Will Backdine and didn't even see it. Ivanov chased by Higgs but gets it outside. And defended well by Royer. Royer's had a good sense of when to step up and when to defend patiently, and that was a good step in there. Defended well by Joe Donnelly. Joe's got to keep the elbows down. Whoa, Higgs gets manhandled. He had no chance to go up for that head ball. Center back just aggressively came in and skied over his back, so it's going to be St. Clair kick just over the midline. Everyone lines up on the 18. Just under 20 minutes ago, 1-0 St. Clair. To the left edge of the 18-yard box and over the end of the table. So it'll be a goal kick St. Clair. And Liam Park and Liam Burlevic come back in, the two Liam brothers. And Ryan Higgs takes a breather, as does Will Backdine. That was a good 20 minutes from those two fellas. A well-deserved break coming their way. Drew Pop heads it down, almost into his own arm, but gets away with it. Soham now heads it back to Reamer, but defender was there. Ivanov gets it back to Hamilton. Hamilton now sends it a little misread with his midfielder on the left, and so roll back slowly to Dev Patel. Dev encourages everyone to get up in the offensive third, or half rather. Oof, Ivanov right into the chest of Shankar. Drew Pop, got to keep his arms down. Drew Pop's is a hand. Can be a handsy player. Joe Donnelly gets tossed by Hamilton. Intercepted by Goldberg. Alejandro now. Good step by Cole Lang. And out of bounds for a St. Clair throw. Cole Lang throws it back to Reamer. Ooh, I don't like those balls thrown back to a defender's feet. They get to there too slowly. Whoops. Cole Lang gets away with a handball. Goldberg back to Baden Friday. Alejandro digs out at midfield. Soham steps up on Ivanov, but he creates his own space, knocks it forward. Head ball. It's gonna. Dev Patel gets it. You can tell Dev Patel likes the choices he has. Roaming around the box, bouncing the ball. He can throw it, kick it, whatever he wants, as opposed to just the old goal kick. He could have let that go out, but gets more time to get everybody forward. Drew Pop, he had a good old handful of Mount Lebanon guy, and yep, he called for that one. He questions the call, but Mr. Zebra got it right that time. He was all over Vincent Lombardi. I think I've heard that name somewhere before. All right, Lombardi again. He tries to get it forward to Mark Gardner and goes out of bounds. So Soham Shankar will come out for a break, and in goes Ryan Higgs. And Higgs looks like he's going to play a holding midfielder spot. Ball got a little too close to Coach Snyder. So that ball did go off of Drew Pop. It can be a Mount Lebanon throw. Hamilton throws it in. Step over. Create some separation. Mount Lebanon now knocks it forward. Good step by Luke Royer. Back to Royer again. Goldberg steps in. Donnelly tries to send it wide. Ends up being too wide. Ivanov now steps back for it. Missed kick sends it out of bounds. Will Backdine comes in for Drew Pop. Mount Lebanon clears back to tie Reamer's head. Higgs sends it forward. Oh, excuse me, back to Cole Lang. Sent it forward for Liam Berlovic, but got defended. Baden Friday, nice step to the side there. Out to Lang. Good job by Cole Lang. For me, Cole Lang has been a nice surprise too. He's been out here at left back pretty much every minute of every game. Played very solidly. So just under 14 minutes, 1-0 St. Clair. Joe Donnelly shields well. Up to Goldberg. Out to Royer. Friday. Ooh, dangerous square pass over to Ryan Higgs. Ooh, those square passes at midfielder. Tough when they're that long. Well defended there by Goldberg. Knocks out from Mount Lebanon kick here. Ivanov, heavy touch. He and Goldberg go at it. Ivanov wins a head ball. Baden Friday knocks it forward. Ooh, Mount Lebanon player overruns it, and we head it basically out of bounds. Quick throw by Mount Lebanon. Ivanov's a skillful, very active player. Into Hamilton. He sends it forward. Ryan Higgs takes an elbow and wins a head ball. Over to Goldberg. He's got being chased at his back. Back to Friday. He drills one toward Liam Berlovic, who can't manage it. Center back clears. Clang with Baden Friday, but Mount Lebanon wins a head ball. Ooh, Luke Royer gets tripped up. Gee, someone's a wrecking ball out there. Good job there by Ty Reamer. He wasn't going to watch that happen again. Backdine shields well to Berlovic. Berlovic turns around. Oh, David Goldberg unfortunately trips on it. We still got it out there. Joe Donnelly. Inside, out to Cole Lang, but he can't carry it too far forward until it's picked off. Sent up to Sheeman. And some of the rivalry aspects are starting to come out, starting to get a bit chippy. A little extra shoulder, a little extra nip in the heel when people go by. Cole Lang with a good head ball win. Goldberg miskick up to Berlovic. He gets taken down from behind. And the referees have a system where they switch center people. Although they all have whistles, and I would just say I'm glad that we've made a switch here. With just over 10 minutes ago, there's a new center referee. It's interesting. The world has a good system of refereeing with the guys on the side having flags and no whistles. But Whitfield knows how to do it better. We got 3 guys with whistles, no one with flags. And the side refs very rarely stay on the last defender, as they should. But I digress. Here we go. Mount Lebanon, ball back to the center back. Joe Donnelly gives some chase. Oh, double team now on the side. We still lose it. Turn by Mount Lebanon. Higgs defends it a bit. Got some elbow thrown by Mateo Guajardo from Mount Lebanon. And we had our Luke had his back to the play. Tried to get it back to Baden Friday. Gets it knocked and blocked, but we're collected now. Dev Patel's got it. Kind of a heavy touch on the chest by Vincent Lombardi. Cole Lang now sliding back dying to Higgs, to Friday. Long but accurate pass up to Liam Berlovic. Higgs, good turn. Wilbeck Dine thinks he's got space. Now he's got 2 guys on him. He draws it back and gets it up to Goldberg. Whoops. Got it up to Liam Park. Now it's out on our sideline again and goes out of bounds. So Drew Pop now comes in for Liam Park. And Soham Shankar comes back in to give David Goldberg a break. Goldberg's had a very nice, steady season. He plays in a very, I don't know how to describe it, just a steady way. His feet are always underneath him. He's always in control. And usually knows what he's going to do with the ball before he gets it. So up to Liam Berlovic, but stepped in by the Mount Lebanon defender. Ivanov takes a nip to the heel. Warning comes from the referee. No call wisely. Mount Lebanon had the advantage. And Ryan Higgs gets sandwiched. Joe Donnelly gives some chase. Back to Hamilton. I'm not sure if our players are going to start to notice it yet, but pretty much every time Hamilton gets the ball, or 3 times out of 4 at least, that ball is going to the left sideline with his left foot. Oh, nice ball forward there by Donnelly. And knocks off one of our guys, and Mount Lebanon will have a throw-in. So Mount Lebanon now sends Owen O'Brien back into the game for Michael Ferreira. Again, both of these teams have clinched playoff spots. So there may be some more subbing tonight than is typical for these games between these teams. Always just depends on the circumstances. 7 minutes to go. Both sides are somewhat confused, but I guess there was a foul on the throw there. So everyone kind of looked at the referee, and St. Clair ball. So Reamer Over toward the head of Soham again. Gets knocked down. Oh, almost. Boy, that was just unlucky. That was just unlucky. We broke through the wall in the back, and I think that was Ryan Higgs that did so. Ball just skimmed over the head, either off the head or went over the head of Soham. And by the time the ball bounced, Ryan was already in the air and just couldn't knock it toward the goal. So Mount Lebanon keeper, whose number I can't see, I apologize, knocks it into the midfield, headed down by Donnelly. And Berlovic knocks it back to Donnelly. Now we're out to Pop. Soham, good heel pass to back Dine. Now he's on the run again. Oh, Mr. Referee, we had the advantage. Could have waited to see if the Mount Lebanon player got there first on that one. In any event, I'd like to see whether it's Will Backdine or Ty Reamer taking this kick. For my taste, Willie's had a little better accuracy on these. So they have a brief discussion, and Reamer apparently defers to the senior. And a shot that bounces is, yep, Willie knew. He just didn't hit it well. We were all lined up on the right side, giving him the space for the shot, but he just didn't hit it the way he wanted to. Whoops. He wins the ball out of the air over to Berlovic. Sends it in the air to Drew Pop. Won by the Mount Lebanon defender, and now out of bounds for a St. Clair throw. Goldberg comes back in. So Hamilton will come out for Mount Lebanon, and sorry, I missed who went in. Now Alejandro takes a ball to the face. Berlovic back, or excuse me, that's Sibley out there. Oh no, Pop, I'm sorry. Oh, Ryan Higgs now. Almost, just a bit too far. Keeper was able to collect it before Higgy got another foot on it. So knocks it toward the head of Soham Shankar midfield. And one-time pass out to the sideline, but collected by Cole Lang. Back to Reamer. Very composed pass out to Soham. He takes a shot to the back, but says, get off of me. Up to Berlovic, who doesn't step to the ball, unfortunately. There he goes. Now he's got it. Good pass out to the sideline. Rollier now. Pop. Drew takes him and gets to the sideline. Gets to the end line, rather. Knocks it back toward Ryan Higgs, but oh! You could see as he was in mid-swing to kick that, the Mount Lebanon center back kind of thought, what the heck am I doing? He just booted it way over the end line. So he gave up a corner there and absolutely did not want to. Just got caught somehow. So ball sent in low by Goldberg, or excuse me, by Sibley. Off a Mount Lebanon player. That wasn't a very productive corner, we'll put it that way. Goal kick. Doesn't get to midfield, but gets the feet of a waiting Mount Lebanon midfielder. Owen O'Brien clanging and banging a little bit out there for Mount Lebanon. Throwing some shoulders. Over to Ivanov. Back into Cole Sheeman, who will play a number of spots, it appears, for Mount Lebanon. Won well by Luc Rollier. He heads it toward the student section. Into the feet of Alejandro. Oh, turning a quick shot. Jeez, Patel was not ready for that one. He will be the next time, though. Patel, boy, Alejandro got that shot off super quick. Dev's going to have to thank that crossbar. Good turn there by Higgs. Nice pass up to Pop, who a little bit of a heavy touch, but with some help from the Mount Lebanon defender, gets it outside. Into Berlovic. Back now to Pop again. Up to Royer. Knocks it back to Friday. No one was home. Little miscommunication with Berlovic on the top. Baden Friday was trying to send it over to Liam Berlovic. That was a little square dance action there. Now Ryan Higgs gets taken down again. And for some reason, the Mount Lebanon coach is yelling that it was super obvious. And it was, you're right. It was either Ivanov or Sheeman that just blatantly took down Higgs. So at any rate, we're 3 passes into it. Oh, geez, almost a fumble there by the defender. Drew Pop almost get to it. Goldberg gets pushed through the back. The Mount Lebanon coaching staff can't be too upset with these calls. I mean, that's three times in a row with just blatant pushes in the back, and that's an easy way to get rung up. So chip forward by Reamer. Now back out to Goldberg. Knocks it again towards Higgs. Someone skimmed it back to the keeper. I'm not sure who, but he's got it in his hands. So we're under 10 seconds now. A 1-0 lead St. Clair takes into the half. And all right, see you for the second half. All right, so we are back. Mount Lebanon getting its final instructions. St. Clair is on the field. And that was a good half for St. Clair. Much more active, much better ball movement, much better movement up front. They've been having trouble connecting on the final third, getting past that final level of defenders. And their movement was a bit better, but most of all their hustle was a bit better, and their strength in the tackles and their aggressiveness was much better that half. They've got to carry that continue that energy into this half. And as St. Clair breaks its pre-half huddle back at about the 20-yard line, the ref blows a whistle and we're off. Back to Hamilton. Sends it back to their right back. Heavy pass up to the sideline. It's out of bounds, so it'll be a St. Clair throw-in. Now Baden Friday up to Berlovic. And on to Ryan Higgs. He knocks it off a Mount Lebanon player. Now it's going to have a throw-in. So Luke Royer will throw it in. It goes off the... Berlovic knocks it down. Back to Royer. Back to Baden Friday, but he's got a hard charger coming at him. So he wheels it over to Reamer. Will Backdine comes to the ball. Calls for it. Nice tick to the sideline, but unfortunately Cole Lang wasn't moving. He didn't anticipate Willie getting it out there that fast. So Berlovic gives slow chase to their center back. And well won by Ty Reamer. And Ryan Higgs steps into a tackle, but it gets by him. Out to Carlton Gabur. And Liam Park loses a tackle to Ivanov. He's chased by Goldberg. Now back to Hamilton. And Willie's chasing the ball out there. Ooh. Mount Lebanon player just drills it into his teammates' midsection. Soham now out to Royer. On the move is Royer. Very accurate and good pass up to Berlovic, who takes his eye off it for a second, lost the ball. Now to Shankar, back to Royer. Now Berlovic has it again. Tries to sidestep the Mount Lebanon defender, runs out of room. And Burr just knocked it out of bounds. Royer knocked it, threw it in to Ryan Higgs, but gets knocked away, so Royer will have another chance at it. Soham's open. We don't have a long thrower, and Soham's screaming now for the ball. It goes into Higgs, and he's got his back to two defenders. Back to Soham now, he drops it. Cleared by Mount Lebanon. Out to Baden Friday. Mount Lebanon gets forward quickly. Draws our forwards out of the offensive area. Owen O'Brien now with the ball, back to Burr. Royer, good accurate pass to Goldberg. Soham now. He's got Chase on his left shoulder. Up to Higgs. Toes it up to back Dine. Tries to get it back, but too lazy of a pass back to Goldberg. We get called for a little bit of a hold. So center back for Mount Lebanon launches one toward our 18-yard box. And knocked out of bounds by, looks like we popped it out of there over the end line. So it's going to be a Mount Lebanon corner kick. And let's see if this is defended well. I hear Coach Snyder yelling, do you have 6, do you have 8? Mount Lebanon traditionally runs a guy right up the back alley on the back post, and we have lost to that play several times, once in overtime in the past couple years. So up to Berlovic now. He's got the ball at his feet, wheels and deals and tries to get by a Mount Lebanon defender. Does for a second, but then gets taken down. Let's see which way that call goes. Actually, it goes the correct way. How about that? So it'll be a St. Clair kick. Ryan Higgs is all the way over on the edge of the 18-yard box. He calls for it, but we go short. Looked like Reamer got by somebody. Willback Dine pushes Alejandro out of the way, and it will be a St. Clair throw-in. He sends it back to Cole Lang, who drills one up to Berlovic. He dances for a second. Willback Dine now. Shields gets taken down, finds his familiar place on the turf, and somehow, goodness knows how, but that foul was on Willback Dine. I wonder, how do you figure that? I guess that episode brought to us by Adventures in Whippeal Refereeing. How do you even figure that? All right, so Mount Lebanon sends the ball out to their left back. Challenged by Higgs. Bounces around a bit. Goes back to Shankar. Goldberg now. Sidestep. Smart pass to Reamer. Sends toward Berlovic. He gets on the move. Little shoulder action with the Mount Lebanon defender. It's going to be a St. Clair throw-in. So ball's down now. Got a little tug and a pull from the Mount Lebanon defender. We've got a couple St. Clair alumni up here now. So Alejandro pokes it forward. Sent back by Reamer, kind of blindly. Dev Patel, almost what we call a hospital ball. Patel gets it back out to him. And ball knocked out of bounds. So we've got a couple St. Clair alumni here. Want to say hello to the fans. Introduce yourself, boys.
Nick Tanner here, class of 21.
Ben Backdine, also class of 21.
Here with Mr. Cuddy.
You guys are welcome to chime in. We can get you a separate microphone. The Ben Backdine almost sound like Vincent Vega from one of my favorite movies. Tell us your name, sir. Vincent Vega. I mean Ben Backdine. All right, right at the midfield line, Mount Lebanon takes some instruction from the sideline. Carlos Bennett's with this kick. Big, tall, strapping center back from Mount Lebanon sends it to the 18-yard box. Headed out by Reamer. Will Backdine. Oh. And Liam Park comes up with it. Good ball. Up to Will Backdine. He goes through a defender. Take him, Willie. Almost. Jumps over the slide tackle. It's going to be a St. Clair throw? Yes, it's definitely more fun calling this game than last game. Yeah, it stinks to lose by a touchdown in soccer. So Drew Pop and Joe Donnelly will come into the game now. It looks like Liam Park and the two Liam boys, Liam Park and Liam Burlevic, will come out for a rest. Gets a little fist bump from Coach Snyder, both well deserved. Ball at the feet of Joe Donnelly now into Soham Shankar. Does he get his second varsity goal? Nope. Pumps it up top. Just over 31 minutes to go. 1-0 St. Clair still. I thought that was going to be Soham's second varsity goal. So, goal kick launched forward over toward the area of Luke Rollier. Goes off a Mount Lebanon fella for a throw in by Rollier. Little flick from Joe Donnelly. Higgs has it at his feet, lost it. Hamilton now. Back to Philippe Van de Putte. Colin Sheeman now slicing through the midfield. Tries to get it forward for Noah Trent, but collected by Dev Patel. So Dev Patel, he of the big boot this year, knocks it over the midline toward Ryan Higgs. He can't collect it. Drew Pop's got his hands on a Mount Lebanon player's back, but that doesn't prevent him from heading it forward. He now, dangerous square pass in the air, collected by Goldberg. Joe Donnelly takes a little shot. Sent to the corner for Willie Backdine. Slide tackle. Lets that ball skitter away, luckily off the foot or shin of the defender. So Willie's going to get his, I think he's taking his second or third corner now. St. Clair's had at least 3 or 4 corners tonight. So we've got Drew Pop on their goalie. A couple people scrambling behind us. Let's see if Soham gets another one. Nope. So, goal kick, Mount Lebanon. Headed down by Shankar off the back of a Mount Lebanon player. Joe Donnelly finds it. Tries to find some space between the wickets of a Mount Lebanon defender. Doesn't. So it's now picked off. Ivanov slicing through the midfield. Up to Noah Trent. He lays it back for Colin Sheeman. Throw in Mount Lebanon. Chested down. A little heavy touch there by Reamer, but he's all over it still. He gets it through. I love an angry Ty Reamer. Ties up in the midfield now. Got a hurt player. Looks like Ryan Higgs is down. Well, Mount Lebanon coach didn't like some griping by one of his players. Gives a little sharp scolding. I don't know if you guys heard that, but at any rate, So Ryan Higgs is now on his feet. Looks like he's going to walk it off. I don't know if it's an ankle or a shin. What are your guys' impressions of the game so far? Mr. Tanner, what do you say?
I say they look pretty sharp out there. Nice goal from Soham to start the game. Maybe one more needed to secure the win.
You know, you're right. It scares me that they only have one right now because you never know in high school soccer. I mean, you've seen it firsthand that one bounce goes the wrong way. You can end up with having to clear it off the line like 4 times in a row in the first half. So if they got another one, I think they'd be more comfortable. But I think this is a good response from the Tuesday game because you really didn't know how they were going to bounce back from such an emotionally devastating loss like that.
Thanks, fellas. Thanks for your guest appearance. I almost feel like I got the Manning brothers up here. So Ryan Higgs is fairly hurt right now. They just walked him off. And certainly hope for a quick return for him, but I don't think it's going to be tonight. So Reamer gives chase. Now he's got to get back all the way to his center back position. Soham now takes over for him back there. Sheeman challenged, but Cole Lang is able to at least knock it off the foot of Mount Lebanon, of Sheeman outside. So that'll be a throw in for us. And up to Berlovic. Tries a quick turn, can't get it. And Will Backdine can't save it. So Mount Lebanon will toss it in here. Oh, bad throw right to the feet of Joe Donnelly. Soham back to Goldberg. Oh, he got challenged quickly. Baden Friday very well composed. Good ball on the ground up to Liam Berlovic, who knocks it back to Baden Friday a little unexpectedly. Reamer knocks it toward Backdine, but he can't get there in time. So Drew Pop now wins a tackle. Goldberg back to Pop. Heavy touch from Pop, and it just goes into the St. Clair bench. Luke Rollier couldn't get it. Little water bottle casualty on that one. I think a coach's coffee maybe. Uwe Schneider's got enough energy to last the night, I'm sure. All right, so some delay without a reason. Berlovic. Back to Goldberg. Goldberg looks left. Dribbles a bit. Oh, great ball. What a great angle he created for himself. And Cole Lang sent a nice try at a left-footed crossover there. It's great to have a left-footed player playing on the left side. And it was a beautiful run. Goldberg kind of stepped back and pulled the defender toward him as a quarterback would kind of pull a safety, and they just drilled it right through the alley. Cole Lang almost had a great cross. So headed forward by Donnelly on the goal kick. Berlovic pushes through some little tugging action. Now Joe Donnelly does the same. Back to Cole Lang again. Cole is stuck between a couple Mount Lebanon players, and unfortunately they win that battle. So Alejandro now over to Ivanov. Over to O'Brien. Hamilton now gives it up. Sheeman's got it. He runs into Noah Trent. The pass would have worked there. At any rate, up to Berlovic. Hair flying, ball kind of moving. Over to Backdine. Good job, Ty Reamer almost. Loses it. In the Mount Lebanon midfield now. They regroup. Oh, we've got a cross here. Luke Royer up to it. He is. And wisely heads it back instead of trying to head it to Dev Patel. The ball was bouncing. He was never going to get the power on it to get it all the way back to Dev. That was a smart play on Luke's part. So a couple Mount Lebanon substitutions here. Dangerous Noah Trent is out. Owen O'Brien is out. Reamer heads it out to the top of the 18. Goes off of Goldberg. Back Dine loses it. Drew Pop steps in. He better get his hands down. Cross Mount Lebanon. Dangerous ball. There's a guy open on the back end. I'm glad it went to the more forward player. There was a guy wide open on the back. Deb Battelle was in the right place at the right time. We've said it before. Deb's former acumen of playing tennis certainly pays off as a goalkeeper. Very good at, oh geez, taken down there. Midfield does Will back Dine. So Deb Battelle's great at moving his feet, always in the right spots. Usually comes up with a big save or two every night. So Ty Reamer now to take the kick. Alejandro steps in front of it. So Mount Lebanon's got all 11 players behind the ball. If I were them, I'd have a guy right on the 50 ready for a counter. But in any event, we get to send in to Soham, who unfortunately knocks it off the end line. Oh no, that went off of the Mount Lebanon defender. Good for Soham not winning that head ball. We get a corner out of it. So Drew Pop gives way to Will back Dine for the corner. We set up in our usual spot. Drew Pop on the keeper. Another guy short at about the penalty kick area, 12 yards away, and then the rest of us on the top of the 18, including goal scoring Soham Shanker. So he drills it low, does back Dine. He saw Ty Reamer coming to him. Oh, Berlovic gets confused for a second. Now wins it out to Will back Dine, who stayed on sides. Berlovic! Oh, deflection. Deflection off a falling Shankar from a Berlovic shot almost fooled the Mount Lebanon keeper. So Aiden Conway, the keeper, knocks it forward. Well won by Luke Rollier. Drew Pop gets caught for holding. This is not a surprise. Drew's got to keep his hands down. You can hold and you can push in this game. I always say you got to hold and push low. Back Dine out to Pop. Pop looks up. Oh, he's looking for Willie to make a run. Crosses toward Berlovic. Berlovic's buried behind a defender who misses it, but still allows his teammate to clear. Ball to Cole Lang. Let's see if Cole can cross it. Sends it toward Joe Donnelly, who steps over wisely as a Mount Lebanon player slides and knocks it out. So we're going to have another Will back Dine corner. Actually, Berlovic's going to take it. Liam Park comes into the game. And Mount Lebanon also subs. As a coach, I never like to sub defensively on a corner. Especially, well, I guess it's the guy in the post. You can't be confused with Mark in the post, but I didn't see a guy come off. Oh, Mount Lebanon went off the end line. Oh, almost. Holy cow. I missed who did it, but St. Clair headed it toward the Joe Donnelly. Thank you, Nikki. Joe Donnelly got a header over to the keeper. Keeper able to grab it, ran into the post in the way. So now Donnelly's got it. Chests it down. Cuts behind a Mount Lebanon defender. Beats two now. He splits him. Sliding Mount Lebanon player can't get it. Sent to Drew Pop. Good movement by Drew. Kept his feet moving. He loses it. Oh. Mount Lebanon player gets drilled in the feet by his own pass. Own player's pass. Fought that off. Goes out of bounds. Throw in St. Clair. Berlovic back to Shankar. Shankar now. Steps forward. Fakes. Goldberg. Alejandro is chasing Reamer now. And the Berlovic. Oh, couldn't handle it. Great ball from Tyler Reamer. Liam Berlovic just couldn't bring it down. So 20 minutes ago, we're halfway through this second half. 1-0 St. Clair. And boy, it would be like kind of nice to score another goal or two. Unfortunately, the last couple games, 1 goal a game has been our average. Oh, that was a high kick that didn't get called by Hamilton. And Joe Donnelly now fights off Hamilton, so the 2 number 9s on their uniform backs are fighting it off. So it's a handball, Coach. So my 2 guest announcers head back over to the student section. Those are 2 of the greatest guys you could ever want either your son to be friends with, or to coach. Nick Tanner and Ben Backdine. Ty Reamer sends it deep. And that's a makeup call. That's an absolute makeup call. The Mount Lebanon coach threw a fit at the last call, and so it's man time when you get into the box. I don't care what anybody says. And that was just a little, I don't know, shoving or clutching, but it certainly wasn't worthy of having to give up the opportunity. Anyway, Alejandro now, Speedy Alejandro, knocks it forward to Dev Patel. The intensity is building. You can just feel it here. Kolang back to Reamer, who launches it toward Berlovic. Drew Pop gave chase. Now Goldberg. Oh. Mateo Guajardo gets taken out. Ball goes toward the sideline. Flick forward. Oh! 2 guys hit the floor, and Soham Shankar gets called for it. And as always goes on in this section, because the schools are so close, all away team fans travel well, and the Mount Lebanon faithful are getting a little more vocal. So sent in by Joe Hamilton. Oh, we've got a clear, yes. Mount Lebanon gets it out. Berlovic's got to win this ball. Sent forward again by the Mount Lebanon defensive back. And Ty Reamer beat Alejandro to the ball. Clears deeply. Berlovic blocks an attempted clear by Mount Lebanon. Just skitters out. So pretty much every ball now is met with a little banging, a little clanging, a little pulling. And you just don't ever really know which way the Whippeal fellas in stripes are going to call it. Unfortunately, it's usually, if there's a guy that hits the ground, the other guy did something. It's not always right. So headed out over the end line by St. Clair. Not sure who. But Mount Lebanon's going to have a kick, and we've got to watch the back post. There's a guy wide open on the back post. Nicholas Hendrick is wide open back there. Now Vincent Lombardi is wide open on the back. Oh, and they go low. Haven't seen that play much from Mount Lebanon. Gets blocked by Shankar right into the chest of Dev Patel. Dev is in the right place again. The ball likes Dev Patel. That's a good quality to have in the keeper if the ball likes you. Oh, Liam Park tries to collect it with his foot, but Mount Lebanon knocks it forward. Now Hamilton. Luckily into the feet of Shankar. Oh, almost a handball from the Mount Lebanon defender. Berlovic still battling. The freshman's hustling out there, wins a ball. Gets turned over again. Goldberg gives chase. So does Drew Pop. Shankar slides, but it goes back to Patel. So the Mount Lebanon coach wisely says, I've got to get Ivanov back in the game, and he waits to come in. So does so does Backdine. Ivanov's one of their better players at controlling the midfield, and he's been out for a couple minutes now. Ty Reamer very composed into Goldberg. Shankar now. Oh! Kind of a missed kick pass there. He's got help from Drew Pop, though. Goes back to Reamer, who sends it deep to Berlovic. Berlovic gets on his horse. Big bounce. And looks like no problem with that, with the play or the call, really. I mean, he did dive at it from behind. You're going to lose that call most times. But the hustle of Berlovic has been important today. Great call there by Baden Friday. It absolutely is not a foul on the defender. And I'm glad it wasn't. I was about to be livid. They were both of them had each other's arms. And Baden Friday almost got pulled down as he tried to clear that ball, or turn it around rather. So luckily we get the kick. And Berlovic now gives chase again. And the pesky little freshman chasing the ball all over. Drew Pop now. Forces Sheeman to go back. Miss kick there. Luke Royer now has it. He's got a second to look and sends it to Shankar, who turns. Shankar now. We've got to switch if we want to. Cole Lang's on the run. Joe Donnelly goes back to Goldberg. Liam Park makes himself available. Gets into a space. Berlovic can't get it first. But we still have it at the midfield. Goldberg now has got someone on his left shoulder. Luke Royer. Moving ball nicely now, St. Clair's. This is about 6 passes in a row. Well, Berlo loses it, though, to Carlos Bennett. Here comes Ty Reamer. Takes it whack to the shin. That ball goes just over Goldberg's head, but Dev Patel can pick it up. It went off of Goldberg's head. So the rule, folks, is feet to feet. If it goes from a player's feet back to a keeper's feet, he's got to kick it. Anything else, he can pick it up. So Drew Pop now tries to go up, bounces over both players. Cole Lang gets a position, but gets forced off the ball. Reamer helps him out in the end. Shankar now. Well collected by Pop. Pop's got some room. Defenders retreat into Berlovic. He sends it to Shankar. He's looking for Royer in our run. Royer waits for a second. Now Berlovic tries to get there. Baden Friday knocks it out of the air. Headed forward by Mount Lebanon. 2 headers now. Goldberg shields it from Alejandro. Friday sends a decent ball up to Berlovic, but he can't get there first. Carlos Bennett's winning a lot of balls coming from behind. So Berlo's just got to remember to go to the ball. He's playing well up there, Berlo is. Great hustle today. That was absolutely offsides. There's no question about that, and there was no call. The Mount Lebanon player, who's wearing white, mind you, sticks out on a green field next to a black shirted defender, was behind the defender, standing there waiting for the ball, right in front of the referee, and there's no call. Just saying. Oh no, by the way, he was the last St. Clair defender. All right, so knocked out by St. Clair is going to be a Mount Lebanon throw in. Chucks it to Alejandro, who heads it over, skims it, and luckily collected by Dev Patel. Good anticipation by Patel. So Dev clears everybody out. And knocks a good one toward Joe Donnelly. Just gets over him. Feet of Will back dying now. And Mr. Amatangelo's in the game. I love seeing Nico Amatangelo play. He's got a lot of good hustle. So Donnelly knocks it forward to Liam Park. Was not on the go, unfortunately. So here, Drew Pop comes now. I think we're getting the hang of the fact that that Mount Lebanon, the right back, loves to slide. So they just leap over the slide. Ball goes out of bounds. Oh. Healed back by Joe Donnelly. So ball at the Mount Lebanon midfield now. Oh, good step by Luke Rory. That was an easy one to sniff out. Joe Donnelly back to Liam Park, who gets sandwiched. Drew Pop gives chase now. Another sliding knock out of bounds for Mount Lebanon. Throw in St. Clair, short throw. Drew Pop goes just off his thigh. Won by Will Backdine for a second. Nico Amatanzolo gives chase. And Nico provides a lot of energy when he gets on the field. Sent to Drew Pop. Actually, Mount Lebanon passed it back and just lost it. Drew Pop collected it. Now Backdine, we've got numbers out here. Come on, boys, we've got some numbers. We need some movement up front. Joe Donnelly somehow gets the ball from Bennett's. He gets around him. He gets his shoulder in position. Sends it, low across to Drew Pop. Nico Amatanzolo's got it. It's got some space. Crosses. Oh, good cross. Great cross. Jeez, it went through two of us. Went by Drew Pop and found Joe Donnelly right on the penalty spot area. David Goldberg takes a shot that's blocked. That was good awareness now down there by Nico. Just under 8 minutes to go. Still 1-0 St. Clair. So Mount Lebanon packs the box. Or excuse me, St. Clair packs the box. Oh, header just goes off the football crossbar. Baden Friday was able to get his head on that just over the soccer bar and off the football crossbar, which makes it out of bounds. It was a great free kick, great attempt by Friday, but just over the goal. So ball gets by Drew Pop, over to Cole Lang. Wilbeck Dian's got some space for a second, then getting a little chase. Nico Amatanzolo, one times over to Drew Pop. He tries to take a shot. Sibley now. Ty Reamer calmly collects it. Out to Pop. One times to Cole Lang. Up to Donnelly, who gets completely taken out. And we lost the advantage, so that should have been a free kick. But well, shoot, the referee was about 20 yards away. That's much too far. And that's going to be a corner. Very nice defensive play there by Ty Reamer. A great slide tackle, got all ball, little man. It's going to be a corner from Mount Lebanon. And here they go. Lombardi sneaks up from behind. Ball goes off Mount Lebanon, off the end line. So none of the Mount Lebanon corners have paid off so far, but they have killed St. Clair in the past. So headed forward by Mount Lebanon. Now looks like Sheeman's got it at his feet. Terrible pass into the midfield. And lost by Ivanov. Nico Amatanzolo fights off a Mount Lebanon defender. He gets stuck on the sideline, gets it back to Baden Friday, who's going to go to Patel. He's got Alejandro chasing. Oh, this is dangerous. Ooh, that was almost a little bit of trouble there. So Noah Trent was able to intercept that ball on the sideline before Cole Lang can get to it. Nico Amatangelo comes out after several quality minutes. A lot of energy provided by that young man. And Sibley comes out too. So Berlovic back in the game. And just a big boot forward from Joe Donnelly, and that's not a bad play when you're up 1-0. So Berlovic now tries a one-time to back nine. He sees Royer, who finds some space. Royer, great crossover to Drew Pop, just over his head. But it's moving slowly enough that Donnelly's going to be able to get it. Goes to the corner, tries to nutmeg the defender, and actually, great job, goes off the end line. So we're going to have a corner here. So we've got their team spread out fairly well. Got guys spotted on the keeper, on the penalty dot, and at the top of the 18. Mount Lebanon coach has given some got some heartburn over there, but the ref was holding things up for some reason. So Shankar now has it at his feet. Ty Reamer tries to go by. Gets picked off. Soham shields well. Ball goes out of bounds. St. Clair throw. So I think young Luke Rowe is a little surprised by some of the things coming out of the mouths of the people on the Mount Lebanon bench, but that's varsity soccer. Big goal push by Ivanov. Little pushing's legal. You just got to do it low. When you get your hands up by the shoulder blades, that's not going to work. So Ty Reamer now sends it to the 18-yard box. Berlovic almost sneaks around. Big bounce over the Mount Lebanon player head. It went over Sheeman's head. Goldberg knocks it forward to Berlovic. I don't think he anticipated that, but he comes up well with a missed kick by Mount Lebanon, and he gets pushed down on the turn. Sheeman now up to Alejandro. Handled well by Ty Reamer. Oh my goodness. What a great defensive play by Reamer. He sidesteps Mount Lebanon player. Sends it up to Pop. Pop is in the corner. It's not time to take it to the corner just yet. So with just over 2 minutes left, ball goes out for a St. Clair throw. We're just keeping it out there in the corner now. Mount Lebanon hacks and whacks and digs it out. Gets it forward to Ivanov, who unfortunately just knocks it out of bounds. Now it is time to waste some time. So 1:50 to go. Luke Royer slowly walks up and carefully considers his options. Mount Lebanon knocks it off its own player. Mount Lebanon player knocks it off his own teammate. Back to Berlovic. Let's see if he gets a shot off. He does. Right to the keeper. Little slow roller. It's a good effort. Mount Lebanon launches toward and over the head of Cole Lang. And Ty Reamer gets a clear block twice. Goldberg now with his back to the field. He shields. I'm not sure if it goes out, it's going to be our ball anyway. So he turns around, knocks it off for a Mount Lebanon throw-in. Luckily, I don't think they have a long thrower, like a real super long thrower, but he's going to give it a go. Just under a minute left. Oh, nightmares. Mount Lebanon in the box late. And it bounces on the 18-yard line. Why? Oh, my goodness. I can't believe I'm going to say this, but St. Clair, the beneficiary of a potentially questionable call, and the referee's going to come over and discuss things with the Mount Lebanon coach. With 35 seconds left, wants to give a lecture of some sort. or an explanation for the fact that the ball's down. Yep. And one of the Mount Lebanon coaches gets a yellow card during the discussion. All right, so with 36 seconds left, Dev Patel is going to take the kick. Excuse me, that's Reamer. The clock started. Off the chest of Berlovic. Now it's time to go waste time in the corner. All right, Berla, just take your shots over there. Nope, ball goes out. So Mount Lebanon's got 20 seconds to get the ball down the field. And it's knocked. Mount Lebanon throws it in, headed out. Defended well by Backdine, then Luke Royer. And that's a great response to losing by a touchdown as they go beat another rival. Hopefully destroy part of their playoff seeding. So, great game, great rebound game from St. Clair tonight. And it's been my pleasure being with you. Hope to see you next time.